Howdy, y'all. Thank you for being here. And thank you for your subscription. It was nice of you to do that, Debbie. I didn't need it, but thank you. Anyway, we're going to wait for a few more people to catch up with the notifications and get things going here. I have a few things to talk to you all about, and you're very welcome, Wingspan. I'm hoping Stephanie will show up, but that's up to her. I told her I was going to be here yesterday, but anyway, thank you, Matt, for being here. I really appreciate that, brother. If you're here, give me a one chat, please. Howdy, Daryl. Howdy, Matt. Thank y'all for being here. And Debbie's not going to be able to join our chat, but she's here. I know y'all are. Thank you again for everything. I do appreciate y'all. Anyway, let's get going here. I know y'all want to have a look at my face. Here we go. Hello, Jenny. Thank you for being here. Anyway, yep, got to adjust this. There we go. To let y'all know where I have not been on here for the last 2 weeks, let's start with that. 2 weeks ago, we had a cold, a really bad head cold. No matter how hard I would have tried, you guys wouldn't have been able to hear me. I'd lost my voice. Hey, Joko, how you doing, brother? Thank you for being here, bud. Anyway, all I could do was squeak. I was out. I had that bad cold, but it's gone. It wasn't COVID or anything crazy like that. But anyway, last week I wanted to go live, but I couldn't schedule it because of the trouble. You can't predict the weather. Thank you, Wingspan. Go ahead and let's get everybody's links out there if you can. Anyway, I think I've mentioned this before. Now, Matt, everybody, a few people know this already. Daryl knows this, but I live in an RV. I live in a motorhome. And it gets a little loud in here when the weather's not right. We had a really bad monsoon storm last Thursday. Thunder, lightning, high winds, rain. Uh, no matter how hard I would have tried, you would not have been able to hear when I would. It would have been drowned out from the noise. So here we are this week to get things rolling. Anyway, let's move on to business here. The big picture. My my news channel that I've been trying to get subscribers on. The reason I haven't started anything, well, I've started. I'm putting together news stories. I've got three of them in the works right now. We're going to do a little history. The history will give you an idea of what current events we're at. Oh, I hope he doesn't go off. I'm sorry, my dog's doing his thing over here. Anyway, Sparky, stop. He's got a new toy. I was hoping it would keep him quiet, and it's not doing it. Anyway, what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of a history lesson on why we have things like public school system, big pharma. I'm going to show you how we are not free. I'm going to show you what's current and what was past to make what is current possible. I mean, you've got people like J.P. Morgan, um, Weyerhaeuser. I'm just pulling names. I don't have them all written down here on my list, but the world we live in has been bought and paid for by the oligarchs. We are not free. We are being programmed daily. Watch your television, anything you watch, cop shows, anything you want to watch, even in sitcoms. Some sitcoms they deal with current events, right? I'm doing the Italian thing here, sorry. Anyway, trying to sit on my hands. These are the stories I plan on bringing to you on the big picture. Now, what the holdup is I'm trying to do this the right way. I'm licensing it, so my material will be copyrighted, which it will be. It'll be a limited liability corporation with me at the top of the list. We already have everybody involved in line to take care of what we need to here. But the point I'm making is I want to do this the right way. Um, let's go ahead and do a couple of shout outs here. I don't know if anybody's heard about this woman, but she's an investigative journalist. She doesn't live in this country any longer because of the danger of her last stories. She wrote two books. Those two books are One Nation Under Blackmail, and they can be found. You don't have to go out and buy them. She even suggests this herself. You can go to archive.org. Now, archive.org has copies of both books. You can read along and understand she's dealing with current things like she deals with the history of it as well, like Epstein, Mr. Trump, um, Maxwell's, uh, all of these other people, these oligarchs, and all these other billionaires and rich players on the big scene, on the big screen. Um, her and her family have left the country because what she was covering was very dangerous. She was exposing the CIA and how everything that hello, Integrity News Now, or Integrity Now News. Sorry, I got that backwards, but thanks for joining us. Anyway, she had to take steps to protect herself and her family because, as you know, people are disappearing by Stephanie. That's okay. You go ahead and do what you have to do, honey. You have a great night. Thank you for being here, my friend. Anyway, the point I'm making here is she's probably uncovered more dirt on our nation. Sparky, lay down, please. Sorry, guys. New toy. He's half Chihuahua, long-haired wire-haired terrier. So I mean, he's into everything all the time. Anyway, the point I'm making here is with Whitney Webb, I'm going to be covering a lot of the same things as she's doing. Part of what's held me up is because about the time I decided to start that everything I was planning on covering came out, has been published by other people, which saves me the hassle. And if you're wondering why everything is bouncing around, is because I'm my desk and everything moves here. So anyway, I intend to bring all of this out, just like Whitney did. Admire the young lady's work. I will be bringing you things from channels like More Perfect Union, um, any news organization that avoids corporate sponsors. The reason is those corporate sponsors are a part of what keeps us locked in to, what shall we call it, our enslavement. Our country is not ours. Our world is not ours. It does go worldwide. There are people in this world that you've probably never heard of that wield more power than can be imagined by the common man like you and me, like all of us, man or woman. I apologize, but this is what I intend to bring to you on my news channel. What's part of holding me up is I need equipment. I want to add another monitor, so I've got two screens to work with. I need to add some lighting. I had to remove some stuff over here so that I so you had a little more light. Anyway, what I intend to do is get all my ducks in a row, and I will make sure everybody knows when it's going to come out. I'm not only I'll be doing teasers and stuff like that. My first story, I plan on telling you all about the Rockefeller Foundation and the Rockefellers. These the Rockefellers is why we Rockefeller is why we have a public school system. Rockefeller is also why we have big pharma. It's also why, I'll explain all of that in my show, but let's do that. Can't do that yet. Anyway, the point I'm making is by the way, Wingspan, I'm not going to use PayPal. My PayPal has been compromised. So please remove that. It's not a problem. You didn't know. That was just getting to that. Yeah, you're right, Integrity. That's exactly right. I'm going to try and cover all of that. One of the companies I used to work for, Standard Oil of Ohio, the Rockefellers. One of their corporate offices is in Anchorage, Alaska. um, Work for them is a loose term. I was working as a landscaper there. I wasn't. I was there on Fridays, and that was it. I was there to mow the property and take care of the flower bed. Excuse me. Anyway, the whole point trying to bring here is, uh, as far as the PayPal thing, my uh, just a little news flash here. You're going to hear this in the news as well. Let's see if we can bring this up. Um, because my email is not working properly. Let's see if I can get it up. And that's Sounded really lewd. Okay. 15.8 million password credentials posted for sale on the dark web from PayPal, which included mine. So if anybody is using PayPal, it's best you start getting your ducks in a row because your information is on the dark web. I appreciate it. But like I said, let me get a pay. I'm working on getting another like Cash App or Venmo or something like that going because I'm trying to get away from PayPal because my information is on the dark web because PayPal has been has been breached. Licensing is what's holding things up. And Whitney Webb covers PayPal extensively. I mean, let's look at who. Um, God, I got his name right on the tip of my tongue too. Palantir, new corporation. Their contracts are for surveillance for our government. The CEO and founder of Palantir was also a founding member of PayPal. You all have heard of the PayPal mafia. This is what we're having to deal with. This is some stories I intend to bring to you. Whitney Webb does cover it. That's all right, Matt. Next time you and your mom come up here, you can just give me cash. I'll be happy with that. But you don't have to give me anything at all, guys. I'm just letting you know where I'm at, what I'm trying to do, why it's taken me so long to build things. I'm trying to do it the right way. If I don't go licensed, anything I publish isn't copyrighted. Anything can be taken from me. And we've seen that with people like, hello, Brandon. Thank you for being here, buddy. I really do appreciate that. Anyway, we've some of you have already heard that Tyrants Beware, some of his music has been ripped off. Kind of way I don't do the music industry. It's too easy to get ripped off in the music industry to begin with, even today when it's yours. I intend to I'm one of those kind of people. I have to have. I'm a one step at a time kind of a person. I don't get. I try not to get ahead of myself. I've done that too many times in my life, and it's not a fun thing to be. It's not a fun thing to. It's not a fun thing to do. It'll get you in trouble in a hurry. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's about all I have today. I was supposed to. Oh, part of part of what's holding me up. Just to let y'all know why I have scheduling issues. My next door neighbors, one of my newest subscribers, by the way. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Anyway, gotta love them though, right? Dogs. I have had dogs my whole life. They're always the same. Sparky, I told you to stop. Anyway, the point I guess I'm trying to make here is there are things that I have obligations with. Um, I've told you about the the people, my next door neighbors, and the lady across the street. Well, my next door neighbors were in the process of moving out of state. I'm on that page too, brother. I'm on that page too. She can't respond to you, Wingspan. She's watching you on the big screen. Anyway, um, they were loading a hot tub into a car carrier, a trailer, an enclosed trailer, and it hooked. There's a cable that helps to raise the ramp. It's for loading cars into, and it has a loading ramp. And that cable got hung up, and it come loose. Rockport Rights enthusiasts. I haven't seen you here before, but thank you for joining us, and thank you for your subscription. Anyway, that cable came loose and hit her in the arm and broke her right arm. She's an elderly lady, so it doesn't it doesn't take much to break bones with old people. I've been doing her driving, and my next door neighbor, he's been teasing me about driving Miss Daisy. That's what he's been saying, but I would do that anyway. And I don't use the term lady loosely. Anybody can be a woman. Any female can be a woman. It takes a special one to be a lady. Yeah, you go ahead and laugh, Daryl. Yeah, I know you're going to light me up here later. By the way, if everybody wants to know, Daryl lives about 2 doors down from me here. Anyway, I have to help take care of her. We were worried that our schedules weren't going to make it today because she has a doctor's appointment. I'm going to be taking her to it. She got her dates confused, thought it was today, and it's actually tomorrow. So we've got plenty of time to deal with that. Anyway, these people are special to me, and they always will be. It's not often you find good neighbors. I mean, you can find everybody, most people have good neighbors, but these are people I would call family. Anytime I can do anything for one of them, I'll be out there to do it. This thing just keeps bouncing around, don't it? Now, my friend with the broken arm thought it'd be a good idea to lighten the mood this week. 'Cause the last time I was here, I was dealing with a lot of negative issues when I left mainstream media and the entertainment business. Look that one up. It's in the playlist. Well, not a playlist. It's in my videos. But I I'm sorry, guys. I'm easily distracted, so I try to make sure I have a script. You see me looking down here. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss it. I don't see real well, which some of you people know. These people, Wingspan, these people helped me when I was in need. I don't know if I don't know Matt, Daryl, and Stephanie all know that I had a problem last year. I'm recovering from having cancer. I was in stage three. It was metastatic, meaning it had metastasized, it's moving into other parts of my body. I'm in remission now. There's no cancer in my body today. I wouldn't have survived it if it hadn't been for these three people, man and wife next door, Debbie, her husband, and the lady that broke her arm. She has I have an eye condition. Told Stephanie about this, and I've mentioned this before one other time, just because I want to clear the air about some things. I have age related macular degeneration. I'm slowly going blind. She has it as well. She's a couple of years older than I am, so I can still see well enough to get the job done. Besides, she has a brand new Maverick pickup, a hybrid. That thing has all the bells and whistles. It's like one of the funnest things I've ever driven. It's a nice car. Kind of like your last car, Matt. Anyway, the, she had insisted that I tell you all the story, and I'm going to try and keep it short because we're running out of time here. I like to keep this under 30 minutes, no more than 45. I don't know if anybody, if some of you know this, but some of you don't. I served in the Navy in the 70s. I was um, I was in this is after basic training. I was in secondary training. I was being taught a trade. I hadn't turned 18 yet. I went in the Navy when I was 17. Uh, that anniversary would have been, let's see, Saigon fell, Vietnam and the Vietnam War. Uh, Saigon fell on May 24th. By May 29th, I raised my right hand and said, I will serve. Swore my oath to the Constitution. Anyway, in secondary training, I was in an old barracks in San Diego. The one floor had over 300 men in it. There was a second floor that had about 200 men in it because they had rooms, they were separated. But this is just a big open room with bunks in it, right? Anyway, I had a big test coming up. I had a final coming up. I was given orders. I go to bed at lights out, get plenty of rest. I'm going to need it because this test will tax me, which it did. I aced it, but there was a problem. The guy in the next bunk was a real jerk. Like I said, you can't always pick good neighbors. This guy was about twice my size, and I'm a small man. Back then, I weighed about 170 pounds. Today, I'm at 155, 160 now almost. I am gaining weight again. The darkness in my eyes is starting to finally go away. Anyway, this guy had his boom box out. Y'all remember the boom boxes with the speakers and the a player, and y'all remember boom boxes, I hope. He had his boom box out. Plugged in, he didn't have any batteries. Sitting on the edge of his locker, just cranked up, making noise. Tried two or three times to get the guy to turn the music down. I didn't have a problem with the music. It was just too loud. I couldn't sleep. It's right in my ear. I mean, it's right. It was like maybe 15 feet away. Sparky, enough. He's getting loud. I got to stop him. Anyway, um, I went to the duty. I went to the watch, the barracks watch. Tried to get him to call Master at Arms to get this guy to turn his music down because we have rules. We have rules for a reason. Anyway, nobody would do anything. It was like I was, they're not going to stop it. Okay, well, now I don't know if anybody's, you remember in high school we used those the combination locks? Well, in the Navy, we used the same ones. Well, this guy didn't. He used one with a key. He used a padlock for his locker. He used a key. So I was sitting there thinking about it. How am I going to get some sleep? I've got this big test tomorrow. So what I did was Decided to get smart. I walked over there, pulled it out, pulled the plug out, threw it in the locker, took the keys out of his lock, threw those in the locker, slammed the doors closed, and locked it. That'll fix you, I thought. He's big enough to hurt. He's big enough to hunt deer with a switch. I was testing fate by then. But now Matt and Daryl both know this for a fact. I studied martial arts most of my life. I'm not going to tell you who some of my instructors were, but I know you've heard of them. This guy is going to, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick your ass. And he takes a swing at me. He's going to punch me. I don't know if you can notice. I can't make a fist. He's going to take a punch at me. He's going to hit me in the face. I kind of sidestep it and it goes past. No, that's not a kick. That's a punch. You kick with your leg and your foot. I told him, being the wiseacre I am. He keeps trying to throw punches, keep throwing punches. No, no, no. That's a punch. You want to kick my ass. My butt's down here. Your legs are down there and your foot. You want to put your foot in my ass, come and get some. I never back down. I never back down, which is one of my biggest faults. I just don't back down. Anyway, he finally takes a he finally takes a kick at me. Straight kick. I mean, a pretty simple kick, right out in front. You could tell he had trouble kicking. Well, I do now too because of my age and the damage done to my body. But he throws a kick, and I didn't have any. Back in the day, it was really fast. He throws another punch. I says, "Well, you had it right the first time. That's a kick. This is a punch again. That's my face, not my butt. My butt's down here. Let's take care of business here the right way." So he throws another kick at me. This time, I just take my finger like so, under his heel, and lift it a little bit. Too high for him. He starts to go down. I let him go. You really don't want to go here. I told him several times. You really don't want to do. I'm not the one. Yeah. Anyway, I says, take your best shot. You don't want to go away. I'll pay for a new lock, but you're going to let me sleep. No, make him tap out. I did not. I had. I was trying to get certified to teach martial arts. I'm not going to say which art. It doesn't matter. I was trying to get certified to teach martial arts. And anybody who's ever had any kind of martial arts training understands that when you start in a martial arts class, first thing they do is tell you there is no fighting, no fighting, no fighting, period. Okay, I get that. Well, my instructor was in the barracks above, in one of the rooms above. He was standing there watching, and this guy throws another kick. It catches heel and raises it a little bit farther. It goes too high. I brought it all the way up to in front of my face. High, he's not able to kick that high. His uh, things and his legs weren't stretched out enough to be able to kick that high. I used to be able to. I haven't really worked out since I was diagnosed with cancer last almost a year and a half ago now. Do you remember when that was, Matt? It was about almost a year and a half ago. Anyway, this time when I raised his foot up too high, he went down. He didn't hurt himself, it just made him mad. So he's trying to kick me again. He comes at me, he's swinging and all kinds of stuff, and I'm dancing around making sure he's not going to touch. And he never laid a hand again. My butt's down here. Now That's a fist. You kick with your leg and your foot. Being a wiseacre, he kicks again. I raise it up just like I did before. He goes down hard this time. We're on concrete floors. He hit his head, knocked himself cold wedge. He spent 3 days in the infirmary. No, I didn't make him tap out. He tapped himself out. Of course, I had to answer for all of that. And my martial arts instructor was standing right there watching the whole work. He says, I guess you're done, aren't you? And I says, what do you mean? I didn't get in a fight with him. He started the fight with me. I'm just defending myself. I didn't fight him. I wasn't going to pick up, I wasn't going to take a swing at him. I wasn't going to hit him because it was important to me to be able to teach. I wanted to teach what I already knew, and I wanted to get better at what I was doing. Hello, Mr. Kerry. Thank you for making it in, but you time for the end of the story. Yeah, it's been almost 2 years now, hasn't it, Matt? Anyway, I didn't get in a whole lot of trouble, but this guy wants me to. He's going to kick me out of his class because I was involved in a fight. Technically, I didn't fight. He wanted to fight. I don't mean I was fighting. I'm glad you made it, Carrie. Thank you for being here, buddy. Anyway, I thought I'd share this from my past. My friend across the street, my lady friend across the street, decided I needed to lighten the mood a little bit. It's funny enough. I figured, okay, that's a good story. I believe you, Carrie. You do what you have to do, brother. You do what you have to do. I get it. You have a family. I'm live at 5 on Thursday nights. I'm going to try and do that every Thursday on this channel. When I start producing, I can do it right now on the big picture, but I want to be able to copyright it all, make it mine. Anyway, guys, we're gone over a little long here, but that's okay. I was kind of waiting for Mr. Carey anyway. Mr. Carey, most of these people, all of these people here are my friends. A lot of these people you've met online already. Matt here is one of my best friends. Um, Daryl Vassy is another friend. I have a lot of friends that are here. Let's just put it that way. Some are not. They're not in chat. They're watching on the big screen. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I love y'all, and I'm going to do what I can to. No, not lots of friends. Enough. Enough. Anyway, I'm going to do what I can to get myself a banking app so that, by the way, I'm going to, oh, wrong one, wrong tab. I'm going to do this, and this is one of my pet peeves is proper grammar. Mr. Carey, it is you are like so. You guys are my friends, and I love y'all. Please be safe out there, and I hope to see you again next week, depending barring any unforeseen circumstances. That's why I wasn't here last week. I'm healthy. I still have a scratchy throat, but that's from allergies and stuff like that. I'm getting better. And Wingspan, thank you again for being worried about me. Okay, we can gaslight, Carrie. Have a great weekend. Please be safe out there, y'all. Uh-oh, where'd it go?